in previous classes, we have discussed about DDL commands, DML commands, and DCL commands. Sorry, not DCL commands. DDL commands, DML commands, and DR commands. So why we are using DDL commands? DDL commands are used to modify the actual structure of the database. What are the commands we are used in the DDL? Create, alter, rename, and truncate we are using in the DDL commands. So what are the DML commands? Yesterday we have created the table, we have updated the tables by using the DML commands that are insert command and update command and delete command. So insert command is used to insert the values into the table. Yesterday we have inserted the values. What is the syntax? Insert into table name, column 1, column 2, values, value 1, value 2. So here enclosed with the parentheses. Next, what is the update command? Update the values in the existing table. What is the delete command? Delete command is used to delete the records from the existing table. Is my screen visible? Is my screen visible? Okay. Next, data retrieval language. So data retrieval language, what is the data retrieval language? Data retrieval languages are specialized languages used to retrieve the data from the database. We have to use the select command to retrieve the data from the tables. So here you can so here I am using the select command. Select star from EMP1. EMP1. So I am giving the table name EMP1. Execute the query. So here all the rows are displayed in the table. All the rows are retrieved from the table. So here select star from EMP1 means star means all the columns. So retrieving all the columns from the EMP1, retrieving the data from the EMP1 by using the select statement, it will display all the columns in the table. So here I want to select 2 or 3 columns. Select EMP ID, ename, salary from EMP1. It will display only selected columns. So here we have columns with EMP ID, ename, and salary. If you want to add one more column, what are the columns in the EMP1? In the table. Here mobile number is there, right? So I will add mobile number. It will display 4 columns. The columns, it will display only that columns. Star means it will display all the columns. If you want to display the only selected column, just you have to define the columns, just it will display whatever you have selected, just display that columns. What is the next? Data control language. Data control language is used to control access to the data stored in the database. For example, huge amount of data cannot be stored by the file. Instead of storing the files, we can use the database. For example, if you want to get the visa, there are lots of people to get the visa and they are going to the US or some other countries, right? There will be a large amount of data. We cannot store that data into the files. Instead of using files, we can use that data. We can use database. If you want to store the data, we need some security issues. DCL allows to restrict the user from accessing the data in a database. The primary purpose of DCL commands is to provide, grant and revoke permissions to the user for accessing and manipulating the database. So here we are using the grant and revoke commands to give the permissions to the user. Why we are using the grant command? Grant command is used to give the privileges to the specific user or to all the users to perform actions on the database objects. So here we have syntax. Grant privilege list means table name. Sorry. List means action name. What you have, you are doing. Select action, insert action, and update, delete. And table name or view name to user or public or role. So privilege means the permission name. Who is giving the permissions to issue the visa? So here Rahul is the username. Granted the select permission on employee to Rahul. Granted only select permission on employee table from the system user to Rahul. So revoke command is used to cancel the previously or denied permissions. Here we have syntax revoke privilege name on table name from the username. Revoke means it will cancel all the previously denied permissions. So MySQL database not supporting these two commands. If you have a Oracle database, you can try it on the Oracle database. Transaction control language. Fifth, transaction control language. What is the transaction control language? Transaction control language is used to control various transactions performed in the database. Here we have three commands: commit command and rollback command, save point command. Commit command is used to save the changes in a table. Suppose we have done by using the select command this action. The commit command, just commit. You will give commit. It will save all the changes in the table. What is the next command? Rollback command. Rollback command is used to get back to the previous permanent changes of the table. Whenever you have done the commit command, just it will roll back to the commit command. Give the rollback command, it will get back to the commit command changes. Next, what is the command save point command? SQL save point command is used to create the new save point. Save point command saves the current point with the unique name in the processing of transaction. Suppose I want to retrieve the data. I have done this action. Just give the name. Save point is working like bookmarks. Save point name. You can give any name. So I will give save one. You can give any name. I'm giving the save one. 0 errors. Just it will save. It will act as a bookmarks. So this is about the commands. DCL commands are SQL database not supporting DCL command. So if you have a Oracle database, you can try on the Oracle database. So I'm going to discuss about constraints. So these are the very important topic. Yesterday we have seen the duplication of the table. Yesterday I have so constraint. What are the constraint? Constraints are the rules and the restrictions applied on a column or table. Tomorrow we will tomorrow we will create constraint by using the constraint commands. So today just we will discuss about this concept. Constraints are rules and restrictions applied on a table such that unwanted data cannot be inserted into the table. Yesterday we have seen I have inserted the values with one same ID. So to remove that redundancy, we have to use the constraints. Duplications of the data in the table, you have to use the constraint. Null, not null. We have a not null constraints and unique constraint and primary constraint and foreign key constraint, check constraint, check constraint and default constraint. So let me check how it will work. Not null constraint. What is the not null constraint? This constraint does not allow the null values. It must have a value for every row in a table. This constraint does not allow the null values. It must have a value for every row in the table. For example, I'm creating the table. I'm creating the table not null. Create table name. Not, I will give a not null table name. I'm giving the ID column. ID is in the form of numbers, right? I'm giving the int data type. Next name. Here I am giving the not null constraint. ID column will not accept the null values. I'm giving the name one, n name. So I will give a specific length. You can give any number. I'm giving 30. Just execute the query. How can we describe the table? You have to use the describe command. Describe not null. So here ID column has not null, right? It will not accept the null values. N name column has no not null. Here I am not given any constraint. Only I have given not null constraint to ID column. So let me check. Insert the values. Insert into not null ID. You have to give the column names. N name and values. I am giving the ID 1 and name I am giving the from. So here two different 1, 2 and third one I will give null value null. Just execute the query. It will let me check. It will accept or not. Column ID cannot be null. Here we have given the null value in the third record. So it will not accept the null values because we have defined the not null constraint in the ID column. So that's why it will not accept the null values. How to drop the null value constraint? Here the syntax alter table name, modify column name int. Just give that. How can we draw? Alter. I am using the alter command and table name. What is the table name? Our table name emp1, right? Modify to drop the null constraint. Here I am adding the null constraint. Then if you want to drop the null constraint, just alter table name. What is the table name? emp1 and modify. What is the syntax? Column name. Column name. What is the column name? ID. Column name, ID and data type. So to drop the null constraint, we have select the query. We have error unknown column ID in emp1. So here I have given unknown column emp1. Sorry, ID int. So here describe not null. ID alter table name modify. What is the syntax? Alter table name modify column. ID in emp1. is not there. Why? So here table name has given emp1, right? Here not null. We have to give the table name not null one. We have created the table with not null one name, right? Just you have to select the query and execute the query. Not null. Did you understand, guys, up to here? Okay, tomorrow we will discuss about next other constraint, unique constraint and primary constraints. Okay, thank you so much. అయిపోయింది క్లోజ్ చేస్తున్నాను